How are you doing? What did doctors say?
They said that it would only keep getting worse.
Mr. Michael Khan, good afternoon.
Hey, good afternoon, neighbor.
You are known throughout the country as Old Man Papi. I want you to tell us about your experiences being Old Man Papi and then being Edwin. Are there similarities, differences?
No, before I answer that question, I want to say that this production is very, very timely, not only in Guyana but around the world, where people are getting older and younger ones are burdened with a decision what to do pertaining to their parent. As parents getting older, this film helps us to understand which direction we're heading and try our best to avoid that in what we eat and the things that we do. So, as Old Man Papi, I'm a folk character that knows everything about everybody. He blesses the village with seeds that they don't have. And this old toy train speaks of a event in everyone's life, as a young person and as an old person. Edwin is 70 years old. And thus, according to the scriptures, three scores and 10. So he is at that, point in his life wherein he's outlived the prescribed age that was recorded in the Bible. What he does. And then on the other hand, it's his daughter, and it's an only child, it's an only girl. And girls got a situation where they have to deal with their relatives and their families. So she's torn between as to what to do. And he is helpless. He goes and he comes and he endures every single day on regardless of the plight that his relative, his daughter, is faced with. It's very, very timely.
As an older person in Guyana in 2023, how does that affect you? How does this script affect you?
It makes me more aware as to what can happen to me and help me to look for remedies to avoid that. So this presentation helps me. I got to make some life changes. And all across, we have to make life changes sometime in our lives. And this production has caused me in terms of doing that. When I was younger, I would say, like I would make jokes because I rode a big motorcycle and it was a 750 Nighthawk. Oh boy. And every time my prayer was, and my wife would be annoyed with it. Lord, as I ride me on the road, I pray for safety and control. But if I should be in a crash, Lord, please let me die on the spot. That was my thinking. Now I've matured. I've got my daughter grown. I have my grands. I have my wife with lots of years of marriage together. Her future depends on me as my future depends on her and her offspring. So it's a life change, and I know lots of people are going to look at this, right? And lots of people are going to have a soul search in their own souls pertaining to what they should do.
Even as a younger person, it touches me in a very significant way because I feel like, aging is inevitable. So how do you prepare yourself to deal with that? And before you age, you have to deal with the aging of, other loved ones.
Other loved ones are good. That's a very important point. Is that you can't take it on. Young people, don't be burdened with the task of when I get old, to hell with that. What you can do now to satisfy yourself, right? What is wholesome, what is good, what is of a good report. You understand?
Yeah.
Things that you do. Because I looked at you young people and I see how much patience you have, how determined you are to succeed and to get things right. And that's what we have to tell as a lecturer and as a teacher for many, many years. We hope that our children show the prospect of getting things right. And all of you, and I'm so proud and pleased to have worked with young people. I am not going to say, is this young generation terrible? No, I'm not going to say that. This young generation is on the right track. And even if they fall, get up, dust yourself off, head in the right direction, and try until you get it perfect.
I really appreciate those words because you've said that to us a few times.
Well, you're right. You see, that's why it's one statement and what. But all of that, and y'all have a future.
What is one thing that you would have done differently in this process, or you would have liked to be done differently? What is one thing that you feel like, could have been improved either with your characterization or anything?
I wouldn't say anything better that could be done. I listen to the young directors. I listen to those who give instructions. I set the example. You understand? And that is good. The artist, like I'm an artist, and when I paint something, don't come tell me that you this and that and the other. No, and I am not going to say. It is very, very meaningful. It is very, very unique. And I'm going to say it's a current issue that all societies, not only the Guyanese society, but all societies around the world is facing as we age, and because of the medical technologies, we live longer. But the burden or the problem is there, which we have to find solutions.
Why is old toy train important?
Because it brings you to the realization of what happens today with families that got elderly people and young family members who are starting on their own life, have their own responsibilities to their husband and to their children. And it helps to understand what do you do with the aging society that is being kept alive longer with the medical inventions that is proceeding. The emotional and what cultural value is changing over, and Old Toy Train touches the cultural value of groups, of African groups, of East Indian groups, of Chinese group, of European group, and don't forget the mixed group.
Right.
Right. You understand, and that is it. And that is why it has miles to go, because of the urgency and the direct relationship in terms of the problem that exists in our societies, our society and other societies.
Mr. Khan, I thought you were so good in this film, but film is not your go-to medium. So I want to know how you approached acting for film and being a great actor on film, but also, and how that's different from being a full character. How that approach is different.
It's total different as old man Papi. Yeah. I am my own director as long I feel, and I take guidance from the audience. The audience is my director, in the sense where you say something and it's saying you pause on them and then you hit them again, and that's not right. But in filmmaking, you've got the director who has his own mind, his or her, and I'm looking to work with female directors too, right? His own mind, and the most that I can do is listen and try to give the director what he wants. So I have to curtail. And many times Kevin would come say, this is too high, it's this, it's that, and I accept it because he's the director and he knows what he wants. And thus, I'm just glad that I'm able to fulfill that, that mandate. And that's what makes That's what makes the world go round.
I'm going to ask you to give a blessing.
Oh, okay. Now listen to me. The point of blessings were lost. All of our ancestors, our African ancestors, were blessed, and I go around blessing young people because it's an ancestral thing. And I say it, and I'm gonna say it again.
Yes.
All right. Blessings to all you persons who work. You have a future in this. The road will be hard, it will be muddy, it will be rough, but you will get there. And may our ancestors guide us. African, East Indians, Amerindian, Portuguese, European, guide us. The future is here to continually progress. Thank you.
Thank you.